You gotta see this one. There are a few people in our modern societies like Charlie Kirk who are willing to go out there and debate people on topics that matter, but Kirk takes it to another level as he usually goes on college campuses and invites the students to challenge his viewpoints or ask any question they want. You can see how easily things can go south because of how woke our universities have become. Things got ugly real quick on this one because of how arrogant one of the students was, as he was mostly questioning Kirk's intelligence and qualifications. Obviously, Kirk didn't let that slide and left this woke student speechless countless times, but before I go on with the video, watch the clip.
You dropped out of college, and your highest...
Community college.
Sorry, your Harper College experience, I apologize.
Barely was smart enough to make it through community college.
Okay, so...
Barely made it through high school,
your
too.
highest degree level is an honorary doctorate degree from Liberty University.
No, that's true. I do have an honorary PhD.
Yeah, so essentially, what are your qualifications for arguing that college is a scam, or really having any economical knowledge at all, when likely the vast majority of the students here know more than you about economics as a whole?
Okay, so, no, hold on, it's okay, guys, it's okay. Who's Milton Friedman?
Who's Milton Friedman? I have no idea, and it's not important to this conversation.
Who is Ludwig von Mises?
These are all probably economists, and the same
who
thing.
is John Maynard Keynes?
Okay, obviously I know who Keynes is.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
He's the most famous economist of all time.
You don't know Milton Friedman?
I mean, that's an economist.
Okay, how about Murray Rothbard?
That's another economist.
F.A. Hayek?
I don't know who that is.
Well, then you just came here and insulted my intelligence for... You're right, I barely made it through community college because I was too busy, I don't know, starting a national youth movement with hundreds of thousands of members.
Hey, hold on, though,
Hold on. Employing hundreds of people, raising hundreds of millions of dollars,
yes,
having a top 10 most popular podcast,
sure,
and reaching tens of millions of people online every day.
Sure,
but hold on.
But you're also
what
calling all of your constituents idiots by saying they participate in a scam. Their shirts right there.
I'm calling the
scam.
Institution a scam.
So then
I never insulted the intelligence. I just had 10 people come up and we had warm conversations. So you asked, what are my qualifications? I'm a job creator, entrepreneur, autodidact. Do you know what that word means?
Self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught. You know, you should probably learn that word if you're going to come up and insult other people's intelligence.
Hey.
So autodidacticism is what Leonardo da Vinci was. You don't have to go to college to be wise. You don't have to go to college to be intelligent. I read 100 books a year. I visit over 150 colleges.
I'm not saying you're unintelligent. I'm just saying you lack qualifications.
Well, are you a New York Times bestseller?
Of course not. I'm in college.
Got it. So I'm just trying. What are my qualifications? I have published books, read lots of books, dialogued with a lot of people, and instead of asking what my qualifications are, can you name one thing I've ever said?
This arrogant attitude overlooks the diverse ways in which individuals can acquire knowledge, skills, and expertise, and it undermines the value of practical experience and alternative forms of education. By the way, do subscribe for more discussions like this. It also reflects a narrow and elitist perspective on intelligence and qualifications. Intelligence has many sides and cannot be measured solely by formal education. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences argues that there are various types of intelligence, including linguistic, spatial, musical, bodily, kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturistical. Many of these forms of intelligence are developed outside of traditional academic environments. For instance, a person may excel at interpersonal skills, making them highly effective in roles that require communication, such as counseling or sales. Many individuals gain valuable skills and knowledge through hands-on experience, apprenticeships, and on-the-job training. Like myself before I was a YouTuber. Tradespeople, entrepreneurs, artists, and many others develop expertise through practical application rather than formal education. These skills are essential to the economy and society, which are declining in numbers in our modern-day societies, and they're requiring a higher level of problem-solving ability. Additionally, the rise of the internet and digital resources has democratized education, allowing anyone with curiosity and determination to acquire knowledge and skills. A 2017 Harvard Business Review article argued that competency is more important than credentials, and many tech giants like Google and Facebook have implemented this because of a lot of them hiring people without degrees as long as they can prove their competency.
Name one thing I'm wrong about.
You literally just now incorrectly cited the difference between socialism and communism. While you yourself...
How so? What did I do?
How so? You claimed that Russia was socialist. Russia was never socialist.
The Soviet Union was socialist.
No, it was a communist nation. There is a significant difference between the two.
Why did Lenin say that socialism is the gateway to communism, and he was self-described socialist in his private treatise and documents in the Russian Revolution?
Lenin was overtaken by Stalin.
Hold on a second. No, Lenin died, and then Stalin was his successor.
Yes.
But Lenin himself said, quote, that socialism is the introductory phase to communism. Did he not say that?
So then the vast majority majority of people, when they're referring to communist Russia, are referring to Stalin's rule over Russia. That was a communist rule that turned into a fascist rule later on.
Okay, so but what thinker was deified in Soviet Russia?
Thinker was deified?
Yeah, yes.
Marx.
Oh, and what book did Marx write?
Yes, he wrote Capital, and he also wrote the
Communist Manifesto. Who was his co-author?
Who was co-author?
Yeah, Engels. Good. I'm glad college is really paying off for you.
Hey.
But it's okay. It's fine. He comes up here and insults my intelligence. What are your qualifications? Doesn't even know the co-author of the Communist Manifesto or Das Kapital. But no, let me just
does my lack of knowledge on that mean that I have no knowledge? Again, is that the same thing? You came up here and
insulted me, and you came up here guns a-blazing, man. And let me just ask again, what did I say that was wrong? I said that under the generally agreed upon definition of communism and socialism, which are interchangeable terms, one is a more harsh degree of the other, is that the elimination of the family, the elimination of private property, and the deprivation of basic human rights such as right to speech, right to assembly, and right to worship. How is that not a good definition of communism or socialism?
That explains fascism better.
Well, but in the Communist Manifesto, Marx said, quote, "We are here to destroy the nuclear family and eradicate the family because it was the original oppressive, tyrannical structure." He said religion is the opiate of the masses and that private property must be eradicated. I have just now documented all three of those with evidence back to original source documents. And then in practice, Russia did all those three things when they were the Soviet Union. So where am I wrong?
But then at the same time, if you claim that those are all negative things, then why do you practice certain things in the doctrines that you just stated?
Well, I'm not trying to take people's stuff away. I want people to have bigger families, and I want churches to remain open.
Kirk's explanation on the difference between socialism and communism is a bit simplistic, so do allow me to do a quick showcase of both these systems. Socialism mainly aims to reduce income inequality and ensure that everyone has access to basic necessities like healthcare, education, and social services. It advocates for public ownership or regulation of key industries such as utilities, transportation, and healthcare, while allowing for private ownership in other sectors. Many countries in modern-day Europe are socialists, most notably the Nordics. In a communist system, however, the goal is to establish a classless, stateless society where all property and resources are communally owned. The means of production, as Marx likes to call it, are owned and controlled by the community as a whole, with the aim of eliminating private property and achieving absolute equality. The ultimate goal of communism is to abolish the state itself and envision a society without government, so we can safely say that true communism hasn't been implemented anywhere in the world, but all attempts to implement it had led to absolute dictatorships and hardships for people, so communism remains a concept that might not ever be fully implemented.
Your biggest point that everyone here is for, is that you're a potential white supremacist. So...
What evidence do you have that I'm a racist?
I was just literally watching a video of you talking about whiteness as a whole, talking about whiteness as a concept, okay? And you were trying to explain how white privilege doesn't exist.
Correct, it doesn't.
You are a white man, how do you know?
Because I have eyes.
Because you have eyes. That's not a description.
Reason. So what can a black person do that I can't do in America, or
what can
vice
a black
versa?
person do?
What can I do a black person can't do?
Let's think of some history right here. Let's go through the history of redlining.
I don't need a history. I don't. Listen. No, you're talking about white privilege.
You do need a history lining. Clearly, you need a history lesson.
I know your talking points better than you do, and I've read all the literature that you have. I've probably forgotten more about the literature.
History affects the present day as well, and you know that's true. If you went to college, you would know.
Well, hold on a second, but let me.
So then why are you wearing the college of the scam shirt? Drop out.
Well, because you could.
So it's because you don't believe your own beliefs, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, you can admit something's a scam and still get through it. That's why he's wearing it. Okay.
Why?
You could feel like you're getting ripped off by an airline and still want to get to New York.
That's not what we're talking about anymore.
Like you're like, I'm getting ripped off by a $1,000 ticket, but you still get on the airplane. Like it doesn't make you a hypocrite. It means that the people are ripping you off, and a lot of you are getting ripped off. But no, so as far as white privilege, just without the history lesson of, Jim Crow, segregation, imperialism, colonialism, slavery, all the stuff that I know that you're going to say, but just concretely in America today, what can a white person do that a black person can't do?
Black applicants to jobs are 50% less likely to get jobs if they have a black-sounding name.
That's not even close to being true. That's not even close to being true.
That is a literal...
In fact, it's the opposite.
I'm not going to argue your lived experience. I'm not going to know.
See, now you have to listen to him under your rules because a black person is going to say you're wrong.
I am. He can say I'm wrong. I know.
Come on up to the mic.
I know. I read your.
My name's Keemon Dixon. I have a really black name. Please tell me how 50% of my internships have been denied when I've worked for Senator Mike Lee, Mayor Trent Sachs, Speaker Mike Schultz.
Hold on.
I've worked for a Congressman, Burgess Owens. I've actually worked on his campaign. I've worked on the campaigns of John Huntsman Jr. Please tell me how my black experience and my black name has not given me shit. Go ahead.
So,
honestly, this student is either outright trolling to see what Kirk's response would be, or he's just brainwashed by the lies that the woke left spread because he's always trying to be angry about something, but Kirk is managing to shut him down successfully. His hypocrisy's beyond laughable, and he constantly insults Kirk rather than arguing against his points, which is a clear tactic aimed to distract from the point of debate, because simply he ran out of arguments before even the debate started. While slavery and racism played a major role in American history, there's been a significant progress in the matter, so it is equally important to recognize and celebrate these improvements. I'll provide an example that demonstrates how easy it is to say a certain group is privileged. Asian Americans make up only 6.6% of the US workforce, according to this article, but they hold the highest median income in the entire US. You see anyone telling them to check their Asian privilege? That's how absurd this privilege argument is. You see, many black Americans have achieved significant success and contribute positively across various fields. Barack Obama was the president.
What else do you need?
And focusing solely on the narrative of victimhood ignores all these accomplishments and opportunities that do exist. The young guy's intervention at the end proves just that. I think it's about time we move past these topics and start talking again about being American, instead of attaching a race before the word American, because that's the only way forward for repairing the divisions within our own societies. What are your thoughts on how Charlie handled this debate? Let us know in the comments below.